Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and have you noticed how nobody's kids are playing Minecraft anymore? Like, seriously, I guarantee that 5 or 10 years ago, if you heard a kid at the airport blaring noise out of his speakers, it would have been Minecraft, but nowadays it seems like that is less true, which is strange because Minecraft is a game that could last forever, but will it actually? Because just like gambling or smoking, it seems as though you need to hook in the newest generation if you want to succeed, but Minecraft is failing to do that. And although data is not just a plural of anecdote, this is definitely a shift that is happening, and we have a real graph to back it up. That's not just a thumbnail teaser. What is the deal with Minecraft's longevity? I want to talk about that today because it's something that comes up a lot with regards to how do you keep things moving that I figured would be a really fun topic to go into. And let's start with just the most important way to do this, which is I know that this would be a more engaging topic if I said, yes, Minecraft is dead. You've been thinking correctly. But the truth is that Minecraft is still one of the biggest games out there. And sure, while the Mojang staff, while the Minecraft management don't put out the player numbers each year, which is suspicious because they used to do that every single time they hit a new record. Sure, they're not putting out the player numbers each year, but the reason that people like to talk about Minecraft being dead is because of how little that feels like it's true. To put it this way, I used to love a game on the original Xbox. It was called XIII, and I know what you're thinking. Yes, it is pronounced that way, but I love this game called XIII, and what was really wonderful about it is it was this strange game. It was cel-shaded. It had a really weird story, but what was weird about this game is that no one else out there has... I've never heard anyone who's heard of this game, and what's strange about it is the fact that I, therefore, must assume that this game has died, not just for me, but from everyone else's kind of like recollection, and that's a little bit sad, right? But it's proven by the fact that no one talks about it anymore. Whereas, if we were to talk about, say, Minecraft, I think patently Minecraft is successful just by virtue of the fact that we have to have this conversation, at least on a semi-regular basis. The fact that people want Minecraft to be dead, or like to talk about Minecraft being dead, is a sign that it's on their memory enough that it's probably not dead. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, let's start with the fact that, yeah, obviously we have to go from the position of, like, well, Minecraft is probably not dead, but at the same time, it is still interesting to note. It is still a, okay, let's put some blocks there and over here too. At the same time, it is still very interesting to point out that there are real data points that show that Minecraft isn't what it used to be. Minecraft is a game that is on at least some level in decline. Again, this is a graph that comes from activeplayer.io, and it's the first thing that comes up on Google if you search out, Minecraft players, and like I said, kind of concerning, right? But I would like to say, first of all, that x-axis is a crime against humanity, starting at 66 million as being like, oh, it's all the way gone. Kind of crazy. But second of all, this data source is not actually cited as being anyone. Sure, 60 million players is fewer than 80 million, but where are these player numbers coming from? It's never actually stated. So even though this is the top result on Google, I wouldn't actually I wouldn't lend this a lot of credibility, at least, personally. I would say, therefore, that, is Minecraft dead? Definitely not using this as our data source, that's for sure. So there we go, make that a little prettier. And then let's also take this block here and make sure that that's a slab. But yeah, one of the things that I am doing, by the way, because obviously thinking about Minecraft reminds me that of my own mortality, and so and the mortality of my world, and so if Minecraft might die, it's important to finish up projects from literally 2014. This is one of them that's been missing a floor forever, and now it has one. Isn't that nice? Let's do the same with a project over here, which is it was meant to be a giant kind of like a forge, I guess. I was going to say Reforge, but that's a game. Anyway, it was meant to be a giant forge that's meant to be like a lava forge. I never really used it, and it just kind of looks weird. So let's fill in the ground here. So at least the lava around the anvil looks like it's slightly more intentional than it is right now. And if we do it like this, then we should have a result of looking a little bit more intentional. Also, I left this hole in the ceiling, and sure, that hole in the ceiling might have achieved something, but I think it might be best just to fill this in. Even if we go down one block or up one block to do so, I think that just makes sense to do. So let's go up and let's do that. Although, how are we going to get up there? I guess we could use this. Anyway, so I think that there is a really interesting discussion about the fact that people are looking for reasons that Minecraft is dead, and I think that that's how you get faulty data. When you're desperately looking for a conclusion, you will find data that supports that conclusion, even if it doesn't necessarily make sense to everyone else. Also, I don't think I actually have enough slabs to do this. I have no idea what possessed me to think that this many slabs would be enough, but I think I am going to run very slightly short here, which might become a bit of a problem. But you know, let's just hope for the best. Let's be wishful, let's be hopeful, and let's see what that achieves me. So yeah, I think that people want to believe that Minecraft is dead, and that leads them to this conclusion that they're going for themselves. And like I mentioned, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, but there is a reality to the fact that yes, Minecraft is a game that is hugely successful, I think because it worked out a formula before everyone else, but now that everyone else has this exact same formula nailed out and worked out, entirely, I think that it means there is a bit of, a problem brewing. So I'm just going to put this block somewhere. I'll put it over the bottom half of the bed. Okay, that's not how beds work. Why can't I place it on the bottom half of the bed? Oh, right, because this is a slab down. Okay, that makes actually a lot of sense. So let's just place it in this corner over there as a nice little decoration piece, I guess. And then let's go out to work on the other thing that I never finished. This is a giant brewing stand, but if you look at a brewing stand, the yellow on the brewing stand pokes up over the yellow, but I think I just didn't have enough yellow wool. And so what have I brought? 40 yellow dye. That means I can make 41 yellow wool from my brown and my grey. And now if we just fly up there, I should be able to make something that looks like the top of a real brewing stand. Hopefully. We'll see. Anyway, I've been thinking a lot about this kind of like mortality of things that seem forever lasting, because as you all might know, I've been making videos for a long time on this platform, and one of the things that's weird about doing it for so long is how many people you see come and go. How many, like YouTubers seem like they'll be there forever, and then kind of just aren't. That seems like it should be a, also, there's a zombie baby desert villager there, fun. That seems like it should be a rare occurrence, but actually in anything that requires a lot of maintenance to keep going, like say the daily YouTube video, or even the regular consistent YouTube upload, it takes a lot of work to keep a consistent, schedule, to keep a consistent upload. And the moment you miss one is the moment you start to think like, well, if I miss this one and things are fine, maybe I'll miss the next one. And I've seen countless YouTubers whom that happens to, where, or even where they just say, yeah, ultimately this was a very stressful thing and I wanted to do other things. And as a result, you just see, come on, what monsters are nearby this time? Surely it can't be any, but apparently it is some. So I guess I'll go to sleep in my regular house, and then I'll come out here to finish this as my next build, by the way. I'll kill the zombies on the way, because I am still on the lookout for rotten flesh and a little bit of XP. Never harmed anyone, right? Anyway, I think that while I've been on this like soul search about like, okay, so me having made videos in this same Let's Play world for 13 years now, I feel like I should acknowledge, I've been not sleeping for long enough. As someone who's made videos in the same world for 13 years now, and I've made videos in this world quite consistently. I think there was a few, there was a year or two where it was mostly streams, but I've made content in this world consistently over that time. There is still a very interesting question about like, so was keeping that going the norm, or was keeping that going something like special? And what is it? What does that mean? Is it something? Because I think to be totally honest, I was like thinking quite critically inside myself. Like, if I've been making videos for 13 years, is that actually something of a negative? Is that like a refusal to change, kind of being plastered as a milestone? And I think to some extent it is. I think that the fact that Minecraft has existed for so long is partially a reflection of the beauty of this game, but also it's partially a reflection of what we might call, I'm going to grab all the rotten flesh from here too, by the way. I think the success of Minecraft can be partially put down as a, how good the game is, but also can be partially thought of as like yeah, actually, the game is so stubborn, or, I guess we could put it this way, Minecraft is a game that hasn't had a sequel. Minecraft 2 could have existed by now. They haven't gone for it. Even in just, they haven't had a major rebranding exercise for the game. They could have had a 2.0 update and just had regular Minecraft go that way. The only major release we've seen is Bedrock, and that has been less than favorable. I mean, to this day, Bedrock is known not for any of the amazing accomplishments it did in terms of cross-platform play, or in terms of what it allowed for, infinite worlds and all that sort of stuff. And there's so many accomplishments in terms of how efficient this engine is, but what it's known for is the bugs. Arguably, if we look at Minecraft as a company, if we look at Mojang as a company, to be honest with you there, I sometimes use Minecraft and Mojang interchangeably, because Mojang themselves do, but actually Mojang is a video games company that produces other games, but none of them have been as successful as Minecraft. Minecraft Dungeons and Legends kind of prove that when Mojang, Mojang struck lightning kind of, you know, like, they had this amazing find, but they haven't been able to replicate that since, which is interesting. And so, is Minecraft being around today and being wildly successful a sign of massive accomplishment? Or is it kind of actually the sign of persistence instead, you know, like at the same thing that is successful as opposed to everything else? It's a really interesting thought that I don't know, like, maybe I'm thinking too critically to go into, but it is still one that okay, I'm going to go in here, and I'm now going to start breaking all these blocks and replacing them with slabs too. That means I have to do it for underneath the beds, which will be a little bit of a pain, but it's worth it because I love sand, and so... Never mind. Okay, that works perfectly. It didn't look like I was going to be able to place the slab there, but I could. Anyway, I think it's a really interesting... Oh, I'm never going to find this button again. I think it's a really interesting thought to really process. Like, is something... Oh, there's the button. Is something really successful, or is it just, you know, continuously there? And I think that actually the answer is that for something to be successful requires it to be continuously there. I think that success can kind of just be defined as persistence to a certain degree. And a lot of things that are, you know, I think a lot of things that we see of being... Okay, right there should be good. It's tricky placing blocks sometimes. I think that a lot of things that we think of as being like, oh yeah, this was a really amazing thing that came out of nowhere, actually comes out of persistence to keep on making things until that thing exists. I watched a really great talk by an indie game developer that said, like, look, I've been making games for 14 years. Most of them have been wildly unsuccessful, but the fact that I'm still here proves something. And it's a little bit of a mantra to live by, if I'm being totally honest. This idea that actually, in the world, you know, like, we talk... Also, here's another project that I've left oddly undone. There's meant to be blocks of redstone quite consistently, kind of towering down here, but I couldn't afford the redstone, and so it hasn't been for a little bit. But let's actually put some of these legs down, especially the ones that are most weirdly missing. But yeah, I think that genuinely we talk so much about what success means and what it means that we kind of forget about the fact that, like, yeah, actually, continued existence is in its own right quite a successful thing, quite a rare accomplishment in a lot of fields. Sure, if you are, you know, a plumber, you probably can't be too proud of the fact that, like, yep, I'm still in business. But actually, yes, you can. I think that, you know, being self-employed is very, very hard, which is why most people choose not to do it, and we don't talk about it as being the default option, right? And so to continue running your plumbing business for so long, actually pretty cool. Great job, Mr. Plumber. And I think that as a result, this is, I think the, you know, I think this is maybe something that isn't a wild revelation, because have you ever seen a lot? It's very common for universities, businesses, schools, etc., to put on their, like, you know, like their front door, like, established 1848 or whatever, and it's a good way of saying, look, yeah, we've been around this long, therefore we'll probably continue to be around for a while. All things do eventually fade, and Minecraft isn't exempt from the rules of how that works. But there is still an interesting... Okay, I'm missing a redstone block from this side. I'm going to at least try to level some of these out. I always underestimate just how much redstone I actually need for this, but that is substantially better than before, right? I think there is a really interesting discussion to be had about what it is that keeps something around. And so I would say that ultimately... you know, like, is Minecraft dying or not is kind of an irrelevant question. As fun as it is to bring up all the time, and, you know, this will happen until the end of time, I think that actually the thing that matters and the things to take from this are that, yeah, the things you really care about, the things we are all sure are rare, the things we think will be rare are the things that won't be. The things we think will die are the things that won't, because there are enough people that care to watch it go there, right? Whereas the things that no one thinks about or cares about a great deal are the things that vanish one day without a trace. Until I was trying to think of an analogy for, you know, a game that was definitely dead, I hadn't thought about XIII for literally a decade. That piece of art that someone put a lot of work into just vanished from my memory, to be totally honest with you. I don't know if that's an okay thing for me to say about one of my favorite childhood games. I found it to be super hard, but I'd always enjoyed grinding through it. But one day, it vanished from my brain and didn't come back into it. And so the amount of effort we put into preserving Minecraft, because we are worried about it vanishing one day, is perhaps the biggest sign that it won't vanish one day. Also, okay, I'm going to switch out my pickaxe. This is a weird collection of zombies to exist under here, but I guess I should go in here and fix this. So here we go. Oh, there's a secret second chamber into which everything exists. There we go. Kill the zombies. Hope they don't spawn there again. I'm sure they won't. It would be very weird if they did. But yeah, I think the amount of work we put into preserving Minecraft means that if you're worried about one day Minecraft collapsing, it probably won't. And if you're worried about like one day Minecraft not updating, I would say that that's also a very unlikely thing too, because Mojang is such a profitable business unit that they can afford, even though this graph looks bad, they could afford for this graph to become 90% worse, and the game would still be successful. You could make an argument that one of the things that might really help Minecraft in terms of, like actually taking big, bold innovations would be huge downturns in the game, because then they would be able to take risks, and they would be able to much bigger than we see right now. Right now, Minecraft is a game that has seen its huge success and appreciates it will probably always be successful. And I don't think that means that people are sitting on their laurels or anything, but I do think it means that there's a different risk profile to something that is wildly successful and which you're trying to keep going, and something which is an upstart and where you need that 1 in 100 shot to succeed. And so, what is my kind of conclusion from this video? It's the fact that Minecraft is a forever game to me, but everything that is a forever anything, if Minecraft is a game that is designed to last forever, it only lasts for as many forevers as people remember it for. And the same is true for this YouTube channel, or indeed this very series. The Let's Play has been a really fun journey, and I want to quickly remind everyone that there is a playlist for this, and I've recently enabled a brand new YouTube feature called upvoting and downvoting. I have no idea why you would want this for a playlist, but I've enabled it anyway, because I think that looking back at the views in the playlist is not the best way to work out what means the most to people, but instead what might be a more fun measure is if you look at the number of upvotes and downvotes. So I would encourage you, if there's an episode that you remember very fondly, or even if there's just some you look back on and you're like, oh yeah, that was a good one, then I would recommend you go and upvote it, because I would love to see not just what videos are most viewed, but which videos are the ones that people, I don't know, return the most to, that have the fondest memories for. And so that is my fun suggestion today. Anyway, with that said, I have got myself a little extra bit of sand. I've got myself, although really I should have taken the sandstone and leveled out the path there too. I've got myself some extra slabs, some extra dirt, and some extra rotten flesh. But what have you gotten today? You should make a little mark in your world, build something small that makes it just a little bit more special. And if you can't do that, then maybe at least you can like and or subscribe to this video. There is an update to the Let's Play coming out in just a week now. Very excited if you want to download it. And that is for the Marketplace version if you are down with that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that being available for everyone, because guess what? Even the Let's Play world, which is a whole pain to update, we are still keeping updated with brand new music discs. And I think it's super cool that even just a physical manifestation of this world manages to stay updated after all this time. Speaking of staying updated, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed my update and the adventure of it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.